Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts and Vincent Limited.
Always wanted a motorcycle, but they've been too expensive. I pass in on my way to work, and then boom, I see Courts have motorcycles outside. I'm excited. I get up one day, I go down, I spoke to this guy. I think his name was Sheena, this short, chubby little guy. I purchased two bikes so far. It was the 150 SL and the 250 Dragon. This blue, beautiful AKT TT Dragon. This is my baby. I call her Becky. She gives me the best ride ever. My name is Storyboy Nick, and I live to ride my AKT.
Welcome back to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts and Vincent Limited. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene. With the Christmas season now upon us, Invest SVG is now launching their Look Buy Local campaign. Deputy Executive Director at Invest SVG, Nadine Aga-Juridarat, noted that with the expected significant increase in shopping expected during the season, this is the most opportune time to launch such a campaign. During an interview on WeFM's Activated Morning program, she highlighted the positive impact the Buy Local campaign is expected to have. We'll hear more from Invest SVG's Deputy Executive Director.
We think a buy local campaign is absolutely the best way to help build, strengthen, and grow our economy. And at the same time, it affords us the opportunity to support entrepreneurship, to increase jobs, so there's more job creation, and to assist in the alleviation of poverty. In addition to that, it also has health benefits. We want to make sure that everybody's eating healthy, and that in turn contributes to rural development, and it lifts our country as a point of pride, and everybody else can see the fruits of our labor. And furthermore, it also assists us in heading into a direction of food security. That means we don't depend on anybody else to feed us in the event of anything. So a buy local campaign has a tremendous amount of pluses. It has a tremendous amount of pluses.
That was the Deputy Executive Director at Invest SVG, Nadine Aga-Juridarat. Invest SVG's Deputy Executive Director said that the objective of the campaign is to encourage Vincentians to support local businesses, and that Invest SVG has collaborated with the nation's supermarkets to have shelves of local products displayed during the campaign. A two-day workshop on climate justice wrapped up in Sandy Bay last Thursday, November 24th, with a recommendation from participants for similar sessions on an ongoing basis to increase their awareness and knowledge on the impacts of climate change. Some of the more than 100 people from north of Robeco Dry River who were engaged in the workshop at the Sandy Bay Seventh-day Adventist Church pointed to the vulnerability of their community to such hazards as flooding, sea surges, hurricanes, and land slippage as reasons for climate change awareness building on a consistent basis. The workshop was held under the umbrella of the Barbados-based Caribbean Youth Environment Network to increase awareness among Indigenous communities to enable them to build resilience to better respond to the impacts of climate change. It fell within the network's climate justice initiative. While no concrete proposals were generated regarding possible related projects for sustainable livelihoods, Patricia Fraser, Vice President of the Sandy Bay Heritage Organization, which hosted the workshop, said several ideas emerged from the participatory forum, which they intend to further explore. A main outcome of the workshop was the production of 7 layers of climate risk mapping, which pinpointed areas in the community which are vulnerable to climate risk hazards and calamities. Still on the local scene, plans are in place for a building of a central, high-quality science laboratory. This is according to Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, who also holds ministerial responsibility for post-secondary education. The Prime Minister, who was at the time speaking on the Issue at Hand program, said that the facility is expected to cover a wide range of sciences. We hear more from the Prime Minister.
What we intend to do is to build a central high-quality science laboratory to deal with chemistry, physics, biology, zoology, botany, mathematics, geology, information, communications technology, robotics, sound engineering, the whole range of what you may call traditional sciences and other cutting-edge forms of technology.
While speaking of a possible location for the lab, Dr. Gonsalves noted that it will be in the care of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College. He also discussed the benefits that will be derived from the establishment of such a facility.
We want to locate it. As you're going up to Frenches, and the state has a lot of lands from where the former National Youth Council used to be accommodated, going all up inside that area there. And the idea, as presently advised, is that we will put that in the hands of the community college, but with a memorandum of understanding with the open campus. Now, it would mean that you'd be able to do your pre-med courses there. It means that you'd be able to do degrees or at least up to 2 years, certainly, but hopefully in certain of the sciences, or they may call the hard sciences, full degrees. And of course, the community college, while it has its own lab out at the Villa campus, its students would be also
Conserve speaking on WEFM's Issue at Hand program. The Prime Minister said that this would be a major expansion of the offerings of tertiary education here on the ground in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. On to news in the region. Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt is urging Dominica to go out and cast their ballots on the December 6th general election that he has called 2 years ahead of the constitutional deadline, even though the main opposition parties continue to urge their supporters to stay away. Speaking at a public meeting of his ruling Dominica Labour Party, the DLP, Skerritt, 50, who has been Prime Minister since 2004, said that not voting cannot be a choice in this election. Skerritt, one of 6 DLP candidates who had been nominated uncontested for the December 6th poll, said it was therefore important for Dominicans to go out and vote and ensure the party's victory for the control of the 21-seat parliament. In the 2019 general election, the ruling DLP won 18 of the 21 seats in the parliament, and with the remaining 3 going to the United Workers' Party, the UWP. Police in Belize said they are investigating a report in which a member of the Belize Defense Force, BDF, was shot and hospitalized following an incident at the Valentin Conservation Post along the Belize-Guatemala border. Police Commissioner Chester Williams said that the incident occurred last Saturday and that the soldier was shot in the buttocks. He said the BDF and police investigators are carrying out the probe. Media reports in Belize said that the Belizean and Guatemalan authorities have since launched a joint investigation in an effort to determine who fired the shot. The 2 countries are involved in a territorial dispute, with the matter now before the International Court of Justice. On the international scene, people in China who attended weekend protests against COVID restrictions said they have been contacted by police as authorities begin clamping down. Several people in Beijing said police had called demanding information about their whereabouts. It is unclear how police might have discovered their identities. On Tuesday, officials renewed a promise to speed up efforts to vaccinate older people. Vaccination rates among elderly people are relatively low. China has recorded record numbers of new cases in recent days. Over the weekend, thousands in China took to the streets demanding an end to COVID lockdowns, with some even making rare calls for President Xi Jinping to stand down. But on Monday, planned protests in Beijing did not happen after officers surrounded the assembly point. In Shanghai, large barriers were erected along the main protest route, and police made several arrests. And finally, in sports, Cameroon goalkeeper Andre Onana has left their World Cup squad and is set to play no further part in the tournament after being suspended by the country's football federation. A source close to the player told the BBC Sport Africa that Onana departed the team hotel and traveled to the airport on Tuesday, with Paris his initial destination before he travels on to Cameroon. I have put all my efforts and energy into finding solutions to a situation that a footballer often experiences. But there has been no will on the other side, he said in a statement. Cameroon's Football Federation took action after coach Rigobert Song said established first choice Onana had asked not to play their second Group G match amid reports of a falling out between the pair in Qatar. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 p.m. for WEFM's 3 p.m. news. WEFM's Midday News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited.
See the world and let the world see you with the best brands on eyewear from Quartz Optical. Come in today and get free eye exams, free blue block, and up to 20% off frame and lens purchases. Need sunglasses? With any purchase, get up to 80% off your sunglasses. Plus, with Ready Finance, you can shop today and pay $0 for 30 days. Visit us today at Quartz Kingstown or call us at 456-1325 or visit us online at www.quartzoptical.com. Quartz Optical, value you can see. Terms and conditions